Okay, the introduction was about the partitioning. Okay, if you remember, I have given some introduction before, a few days before, right? So what is a partitioning, and how it will work? If you have multiple reducers, what needs to be done? How it will pick the map, which reducer it will go? So that we have discussed yesterday. I'll just introduce you one more time, then we will move. Okay, so I'm just thinking to, okay, let me, are you guys able to see my screen, Suluba?
Yes, I can see.
Yes, Veena.
Yeah, so this is what Sulabha, you followed, right? Yesterday what we discussed. So do you understand what is a partitioner? What is a partitioner,
Partitioner, yeah.
right? So could you please tell me what is a partitioner? What you understood?
Partitioner is like it will, according to mapper's output,
Mhm.
it will partition that data and then it will send it to reducer.
Yes. So when you have multiple reducers, like if you see in my screen, when you have a multiple reducers like this, so you would never know which key value will go to which reducer, right? We should know, right? Suppose if you don't know which key value pair is going to which reducer, you cannot build a proper application or proper output. Why I cannot build a proper output? Let me take a simple scenario. So let's take you have something called employees data. Okay, in that employees data you want to segregate all males into one file, all females into one file, or any other special characters or any other special gender has to go into another file. So now you are looking for three different output files. Now you are looking for three different output files. Then if you're looking for three different output files, you need three different reducers, right? You need three different reducers. So how will you do that? How will you do that? That's the main question. So here using partitioner, what we can do after completing your mappers, after completing your mapper output, as soon as the mapper is completed, so there will be something called partitioner will be executed. Partitioner will be executed. What that partitioner will do, it will decide which key value pair has to go to which reducer. Which key value pair has to go to which reducer. How it looks. Look at guys here. We need to write our own partition logic. Or let me show in my code, then you can easily understand. And also you can also look at in in our drive where I have shared the data for you. Oh, is it? Oh, what is this? Seems everything I lost. No. Google Drive let you access your stuff. Why it is not showing my? Okay, it's getting refreshed. Drive. Yeah, it's displaying now. It was not refreshed before. Let's look at here. If you go to Big Data Solutions, there I have shared the nodes for with everyone. In the nodes you have something called MapReduce. In the MapReduce you have something called nodes. Okay, in this if you see, there is something called partitioning, custom partitioning. Okay, so what is a custom partitioning? So based on the key value pair, which reducer it has to go to, it will be decided. So you can look at here in this document. You please go through this document. Is pretty simple. It looks big, but it's a repeated concept. It looks very big, so you nothing to worry about it. It is literally a very simple one. Okay, let's say here I am writing some my partition logic. If you see, I'm going to write my gender partitioner or my custom partitioner. How it looks, I'll show you here. Let it load by the time. Okay, so now I want them all males into one drive, all females into one file, all other characters has to go into other file. So how will I write? I will write my own class here. I will write my own class here, and I will extend the partitioner, and I will override public int get partitions. Then in that your partitioner will expect look at guys here. Let me clear one more time. I'm going to write one more time. Please look at here. Look at here. So now I'm going to write some code for my gender partitioner. So if you understand partitioner, what it expects, first try to understand what is the partitioner class. So the default partitioner class, your default partitioner class has something called get partition method. Get partition method. What this method will take, your k2 means output of your mapper, v2, and a number of reducers. So what is this number of reducers? So you have to tell to your job how many reducer jobs you want. You have to tell to your job how many reducers you want. How many reducers you want. So if I want to go with my gender partitioner, look at here guys. So class gender partition extends partition. So here I need to override which method? Sulba, Madhu, which method I need to override? If Madhu joined, yep. What is the method I need to override? Sulba, Srini, Sunil, Srinivas, Masudan. So now I'm going to write gender partition. As I explained before yesterday, I'm going to write a gender partition. Which method I need to override here? You can see here in the above. Your partition class has a get partition method. So I need to override get partition method here. It returns integer value get partition, which will take my key2, my v2, number of reduces. Okay, in this what you will do, first the key2 is what different type, right? We need to convert into text type. String s equal to, it is different type, we need to convert into string type. K2 dot to string. Are you guys able to follow? Sulba, are you there? Sulba, Sunil. If mail dot equals of s, return 1, else if female dot equals s, return 2, else return 0. So what happened here now? What we have done now, if any key, your mapper output, any mapper output contains male as a key, that will go to first reducer. If any key has a female, that will go to second reducer. If any other gender comes, it will go to third reducer. Are you guys clear about this? Sunil, Srinivas,
Yes.
Sulba,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So you guys
Yes,
look at here.
Ravi. Yes, Ravi.
So look at here. I'm going to show you some code. No, it is Java code. I can show you in the partitioner. The partitioner example. Look at here. Cadder. Yep, same. Whatever I have explained, same type of this. If your partitioner class extends the partition, which is expecting key as a text and value also text, okay, and your partition get partition method expecting key and value and the number of reduced tasks, this number of reduced tasks will come from your job. Okay, you may surprise from where I'm getting the number of reduces. The number of reduced tasks will come from here. The number of reduced tasks, you saying set job, set number of reduced tasks 2, it means 2 reduced tasks will go here, this 2 will go here in this. So now you can say return if number of reduced tasks are 0, if your number of reduced tasks are 0, no reducer will work. That's, we know it. So if gender is male, return 0. If gender is female, return 1. Else you return 2. Whatever the order you want, that's up to you. Okay, whether first file has to be male or second file has to be female, so whatever it is. Okay, so this is how the partition works. And in our driver class, you need to set your partition class and you need to set number of reduced tasks. Otherwise it will give an exception. Clear? Sunil, Sulba, Srinivas, Musudin,
Yes, Ravi.
Yep.
Fine.
Yes, Veera.
right?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah. So now we'll look at the next something called partitioning. So guys, as I said, you guys can go through this document. This document looks very big. Don't, by saying the document, don't get confused or don't worry. So it's a very simple concept, how to divide your key value pairs to which reducer it has to go, which reducer has to process which key value pair. There's a very simple concept. Here you have given even example with the screenshots. You can clearly look at here. You have something map, some demo, and also each and every line has been explained. That is the reason for even the new guy who is not from the Java background or who is not from the MapReduce program background, they can easily understand here. That is the only reason this document looks very big. Nothing to worry about it. You don't need to get confused, okay, by looking at this document. So clearly each and everything is explained here. The only main part we need to understand, in the driver class you need to set partitioner class if you are using your own partitioner and the number of tasks. Okay, if you're not using your own partitioner, there is something called default partitioner. The default partitioner is hash partitioner. The default partitioner is hash partitioner. It's an entry question, guys. So you didn't write your partitioner, but you have set a number of reduced tasks are 2. How it will work? It will work based on the hash code. Each key hash code each key hash code, look at guys here, this is how it works. It will take the key, it will find the hash code modulo by number of reducers. So it will find the hash code of the each key modulo by number of reducers, and if you do modulo by number of reducers, either it will come 0 or 1 or based on the modulo, based on the value of your doing modulo. So if it comes 0, first reducer, if it comes 1, second reducer. Okay, the next concept is something called combiner. 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 What is a combiner? It's also very much important for interview purpose. You whether you say you worked on it or not, but still they will ask, do you have any idea about combiner or not? Combiner. Combiner is, it's a pretty simple, we can say it is a mini reducer. We can say mini reducer. What is a combiner? We can say mini reducer, or we can say local reducer. What is the purpose of the combiner? To reduce the network bandwidth between your map and reduce. To reduce network bandwidth between map and reduce. How it will reduce the network bandwidth and between map and reduce? Very simple guys. As of now what we have discussed, there will be a mapper and the mapper will be emit the output, and the reducer will be collecting all the output, it will be processing. Yes or no? Let's take a simple example. I want to find the maximum temperature in a year. I want to find a maximum temperature in a given year. Okay, so let's first assume let's assume, let me take some sample data here. Let's say I'm taking last 5 years, okay, 2001, or last 10 years I'll take. 2000, one time it was 23, in 2000 only, one time it was 45, in 2000 only, in it may be 2010, it was 2001, it is 2001, it was 34, again 2000, there may be a chance mix and no, the data comes 20%, 20, and 2001 you may have a 10. I mean I never will, I'm just counting all the temperatures. Okay, 2002 you may have a 40, 45, in 2002 you may have a 20, in 2003, somewhere around 2003 it was again 23, and 2001 somewhere around it was 56, 2002 somewhere it was 45 somewhere. So let me copy paste. Okay, I have like this. This is, let's assume that that's a file 1. So file 2, it's a file 2. So let's take 7, somewhere around 7, 8. I'm randomly changing. It's nothing like. Okay, now I have a input like this. Now I have a input like this. Now I want to find out in a year what is the maximum temperature. in a year, specific year wise, what is the maximum temperature, right? So how to find out that? So we need to go through whole data. We need to emit key as a year. Yes or no, guys? What is my k here? Okay, let's now decide what is the problem statement. These are the two files. I want to process both the files, and I want to say which is my maximum temperature in a given year. So what you will do? What is your k2? I mean k1 v1 is again is based on input format. So what is your k2, guys? What is the k2?
Max,
Sorry,
max temperature.
could you please repeat?
Maximum temperature.
No. So here, if you look at the problem statement, I want year-wise maximum temperature. So here, year-wise, you want year-wise. It's like a group by year, or it like so sort by year, right? That is the command. It's kind of thing, right? So your year will be key. Your year will be key. V2 will be temperature. Temperature. Understand? Your final output K3 will be year. K3 will be, it is a collection of temperature. No, it is not collection of temperature. So K3 will be year. V3 will be max temperature. Max temperature. Understand, guys, the problem statement? Yes or no? So if you process like this, from this problem statement, what will happen? So let's assume that you have multiple mappers are launched. Let's assume that multiple mappers are launched. Let's say I do take 3 mappers. One second, I'm just taking 3 mappers. Sulba, are you there with us? Mapper 1,
Yes.
mapper 2, mapper 3. So what will be your mapper 1 output? It's a year 2000, collection of, can be 10, 20, it won't be in a sorting order, but I'm just taking here. Okay, and 2001 some value, and 2002 some value, and the same way it will be coming output like this. Yes or no? Now this has to go to reducer. Inside the reducer, what we will do, we will go through this and we will find what is the maximum temperature. Correct? It means your mapper is emitting an output. How many key values are there? Those many key value pairs it is emitting. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? So it means, let's say each mapper is processing 100 lines. Let's say 100 lines. 100 lines. And how much data will be emitted? 100 into 3, right? Number of mappers into number of output keys, right? So 300 outputs it will be emitted. Yes or no? So instead of that, what I will do the local aggregation. What I will do, in here only, in the mapper one only, I will find and emit, this is the year. Let's say 2000, what was the maximum? 56. 2004 is the maximum. 56 is the maximum temperature. And here maybe somewhere other year you may come up here. So 2005 is 40 as the temperature, this mapper, I'll say 2002 is the maximum temperature of 2002 is the maximum temperature of 45. So instead of emitting 300 output, if I emit only 3 records like this, I mean less records, not the 3 records, I'm just telling you less records. So my reducer, what my reducer will do, instead of taking 300 records, my reducer will take only 3 records. Am I reducing the burden on my reducer or not? Am I reducing the burden on
Yes.
my reducer or not? So now my reducer has to go through, okay, let's say this year, this one also told, um, this one also said year wise, right? There may be a chance year wise, right? So 2004 you have a 36 here. Here 2005 you have 50 here. So 2003 some 40 here. So now what it will do when it will go to short and shuffle, all 2004 group 56, 36, 40 like that. Now 2002 it will find only the maximum values. So less number of key value pairs are going to your reducer. So who will do that? That we can achieve by your combiner. That we can achieve by combiner. Your combiner will execute on each mapper on each data node. The combiner will execute for each mapper and each data node. So your reducer working on the globally, right? It is collecting all the mapper outputs, then your reducer executing. But combiner is not like that. Your combiner will execute for each mapper in a data node. In a data node. Let's look at a simple example. You have a detailed explanation in the notes. Okay. So if you want to know that, you have to go to MapReduce final notes. Oh no, sorry, this is PPT. This is PPT. MapReduce notes. MapReduce notes. In this, we just go down, just go down. These are all little slides, guys. So what is input split, how mapping, whatever we have already discussed, all are there in this. Key value pair, everything is there here. Okay, this is the combiner. This is combiner. Look at here. As there is an inherited network bandwidth dependence on the data transfer between the mapper and reducer, so to cut down the network bandwidth, the data which is received by reducer, to do the final process, combiner are used to local aggregation of the mapper output. So we will do local aggregation of the mapper output before reaching to reducer to reduce the burden on the reducer. Consider an example. In a case, we need to calculate maximum temperature on a given data set. It may happen that data which is same key is getting splitted across the multiple mappers. That's true, right? That is possible, right? So here if you see 2004 is coming here, in the other mapper you may get 2004, in other mapper also you can get 2004, in other mappers also you can get 2004. That is obviously it is possible because it's a huge data. We never know which data will go where, right? Yes or no? Do you guys agree with me or not?
Yes, sir, Ravi.
Yeah. So it may happen the data which the same key gets splitted across the multiple mappers, and there are n tuple, n records. Tuple means n key value pairs output corresponding to that key. Combining, coming out of the for each mapper, let's say number of mappers are m. If it is number of mappers are m and the number of outputs are n, so what will be your total output? M into n. Yes or no? Right? So in this particular case, the absence of the combiner, you will totally process m into n records. Let's say in my example, previous example, as I said, if you don't have a local aggregation, what you will do, your mapper, each mapper is emitting 300 records and 3 mappers are there. Each mapper is emitting 100 records, 3 mappers are there. 3 into 100, 300 records you have to process. Instead of that, if you use a combiner, we can reduce the number of mappers. So let's look at here. By making use of the combiner, we can cut down the above transfer, calculating the local maximum. How we will do that? So I'm just skipping some theory part here. I'm just jumping into an example. Let me explain the necessity of the combiner. Let's consider a scenario where you are processing 1 TB data. Guys, little concentrate here please, because the importance of the combiner will you'll understand here. So you have 1 TB data to process. There are 100 nodes. Each node is processing 10 GB and is emitting 2 GB as output. 100 nodes, each node is 10 GB, processing each node is 10 GB and is giving output as 2 GB. So I think it's better if I write here. Let me clear little this thing here. Let's say my total GB is 1 TB. 1 TB is nothing but 1024 MB. Sorry, 1024 GB. So 1 TB, no? So 1024 GB processing by 100 mappers or 100 nodes. Each node is processing 10 GB. Each node is processing 10 GB and giving output 2 GB. What is the total output, guys? It means 100 mappers are launched. So total how much output will go to reducer?
200 GB.
So your reducer will receive 200 GB of data to process. Is there any option I can cut down this 200 GB instead of 100 instead of sending 200 GB? Is there any option I can cut down the output of it? Yes, there is an option. Let's look at here. So your 200 GB, we need to move 200 GB. It's not 20 GB, it is 200. I'll update this later. 200 GB of data it has to be processed. So moving this data will cause a network traffic. Using combiner, we can decrease it. So simple example, as I explained you there, let's look at, guys. You have some temperature, year-wise some temperature. You will write your mapper code. Your mapper code will emit year-wise temperature, and shorten shuffle will go. The shorten shuffle will take all these things, and your reducer will, after shorten shuffle, your reducer will final output will say this is this much and this is this much. Multiple mappers are launched. So what is happening here? The whole data has been splitted and the whole data is getting processed, right? So because this is the final grouping and final shuffling, final grouping, the whole data is going to reducer. Instead of that, assume we have the same scenario. We have two files or two or multiple files. It can, no matter how many files are there. So we want two input splits, and these input splits will be processed by two map slots. This mapper will be generated with key value pairs. This key value pair will be shorten shuffle. Then you will get the like this, right? This is output. If you go with the combiner, that's a without combiner. If you go with the combiner, what will happen? So suppose in the combiner, this is what we need to understand now. The combiner, let's say I have a data node 1, I have data node 2, I have data node 3. Let's say, so is there any possibility to launch multiple mappers in this data node? Suluba, my question is there any possible to launch multiple mappers in data node 1? This is data node 1, data node 2, data node 3. Masudan, Srinivas, is there any possible I can launch multiple mappers here?
Based on input split.
Exactly. So this may be having multiple blocks, right? Let's say this has a
Yeah.
block 1, block 5, block 10. So 3 mappers will be launched or not?
Yes.
So the same way here also 2 mappers can launch. Here also it can launch some more mappers. So the data may be there in all these 3 machines. Let's say 1 GB data is there in 3 machines, means all 17 blocks has to be spread across the only 3 machines, right? So there may be a chance multiple mappers can launch here. Mapper 6, mapper 7, mapper 8, mapper 9. Now what will happen? Each map will start emitting the output. Each map will start emitting the output before going to reducer phase, before going to global sort and shuffle. Before going into sort and shuffle, all the key value pairs of the output of mapper, all the output of your mappers, before going here, what will happen? There is something called local aggregation. Local aggregation. So your all the data will be taken into local only, sort and shuffle. Here your combiner will be launched. Your combiner will be launched. Here also collect all the outputs of your mapper and sort and shuffle, then combiner. Then combiner, guys, clearly remember it's a combiner, and collect all the output here, go through sort and shuffle, local sort and shuffle, and combiner. So it will give some output, and it will give some output, it will give some output. So instead of sending whole output, I'm sending less output to my sort and shuffle. I'm sending less of output to my global shuffle and sort. Then the less data will go to your final reducer. Understand, Srinivas, Madhusudan?
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
what it is happening here? What it is happening exactly? What happening here? So in each data node, you will be having a local sort and shuffle, and you will be having a local sort and shuffle, and combiner will launch. Instead of sending these many key value pairs, I'm sending here unique key value pairs. Instead of sending all duplicate key value pairs from here, from as a map output, duplicate key value pairs. So map output looks like how? Year, temperature. The same year can come some temperature because I didn't do any sort and shuffle before sending to reducer. So I may send like this. Yes or no? My map output go like this. My map output go like this for the sort and shuffle. After sort and shuffle, it will go like this, right? But if I use a combiner, I am sending unique key value pair. I'm coming this 1901 35 is the maximum temperature, 1904 this one is the maximum temperature, 1906 this is the maximum temperature. So instead of sending the duplicate year and temperature, here I'm sending the unique year and temperature because I have done the local aggregation. I have done the local aggregation. So here also I have done the local aggregation. This mapper output, it will go to reducer because there may be a chance in other mapper also, in other mapper or other data node you may have a duplicate key. So let's say here 1901 is there, and here also there may be a chance you have a 1901. So that will go to final sort and shuffle, and you are reducing the bandwidth. Instead of going that much data, you are decreasing to send less number of data to a reducer. Do you understand, Madhu, Srinivas, Sulba, Sunil?
Yes, Veera.
Right?
Yes, Ravi.
So what we need to understand here,
Yes, Ravi.
your combiner does not have its parent class, like its own parent class, like how we have a mapper, how we have a reducer. So like that, we do not have its own combiner as a parent. There is no default combiner. So I would like to say there is no default combiner. So how your combiner code will write? Combiner has to extend reducer code. Combiner has to extend reducer as a parent, and it has to override reduce method. Okay, so we will continue the combiner part tomorrow. So we will try to finish combiner tomorrow with an example. I'll also show you an example and execute an example. And I would recommend you guys to go through this document before we complete. Please go through this document. We will see, and I'll explain each and every point here. This is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Each and every point has clearly explained here. Okay, you just go through this document. Tomorrow we'll finish this combiner thing. Clear?
Okay. Okay.